Welcome, welcome. Oh, actually, okay. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Okay. Ooh, that energy. Uh-huh. I'm just getting some cards ready for us. Definitely feeling some type of energy today. It is time change. How do you guys feel about that time change? I feel like they should just leave the time alone. I'm already confused as it is. It's enough. I'm confused all day. And basically, if you keep changing the time, you're going to confuse me more. Okay. So just getting these cards ready. I asked what this conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is all eyes on you. So someone's paying attention to you. Paying attention. Oh. We're going to see what this energy means. We're definitely going to see. So there's a lot of attention on you right now. I don't know if you're aware. I don't know if you're aware that so much focus is on you. I don't know that it's bad. I don't think it is. Well, what I'm picking up on right now doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like negative attention. It feels like there's just a lot of focus on you right now. Huh. Is it like someone that likes you? I don't know. I also get the sense that it's like you're setting the stage for something. I get the sense that you're like I don't know. I want to say kind of like the person in front. Like you're setting the standard, setting the stage. I don't know. We'll find out. Final deck that I'm going to pull from, and then we'll be ready. Okay. So it also feels like there's a lot of, your energy has a lot of draw to it right now. Very magnetic. Typically when we enter into a more magnetic state, that's usually kind of like this part where you're drawing into yourself. You're withdrawing from things and drawing into yourself. And as you do that, it creates the potential for energy to be accumulated and loaded so that you can burst forward. Let's see where this is going to go, though. Let's definitely see. All right. Okay. Okay. This right here. So there's jealousy surrounding you. There's definitely jealousy. I don't like how this looks and feels, but I'm assuming this is your higher self letting you know what you need to be aware of and how this might play out so that you can be very much prepared. So there's a person who's trying to be a mirror of you. They're trying to copy you. They're trying to emulate you. Why are you so obsessed with me? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm picking up on something. I'm just going to blurt it out. I'm going to blurt it out for you guys. It's making my scalp feel icky. So, I don't know. I will just blurt out what I'm picking up. So this is like a third person. This is a third party type circumstance. There is someone who is extremely fixated on you. I want to say this is a person who has off and on been fixated with you for quite some time now, right? I think that whoever this is, they get really, really focused on you and then they back off. And then they get really, really focused on you and then they back off. And it's a third party circumstance. I don't know if they're still in a relationship, but at some point they were in a relationship. And maybe this is someone who you were interested in, or maybe they were romantically interested in you. Something happened to cause your path to diverge, to separate. And so whenever that was that happened, I don't believe they've come back around since. When they come around you, it's a very covert thing. Okay. They're not reaching out, they're not messaging, they're not doing any of those things, but every once in a while they check in and they need to know that you're okay. They want to see what you're up to. And I think this is one of the cycles that they enter into. This is just one of those cycles. So potentially they're in a relationship, or maybe they're not in a relationship. I don't know. But the sense that I get is whoever they were in a relationship with, they're still in contact with that individual. And that individual is aware that they're in another cycle of being very heavily, heavily thinking of you, wanting to check in on you. So, whatever this is, that ex or current partner of theirs is also fixated on you. I don't know. I think people just need to leave you alone. I think people just need to let you live. Yeah. So now there's all this fixation on you. The partner or ex-partner, I don't know, whoever this is, um, they they're also heavily watching you. Maybe it's a thing of like they broke up, but they're still friends or something. They're still in each other's lives, and that ex wants to win them back, and so now they're both heavily watching you. I think they're both heavily watching you because the ex, a third person circumstance, they're trying to figure out how to better emulate you in order to get this person's attention. This is messy. This is messy. I just, I don't know. If I were you guys, I wouldn't deal with this. I would just be like, oh, that's cute. Anyways, like, why would you want to deal with this? This is, I don't know, but I'm a particular person. I'm very particular with the types of connections that I will allow. So things like this, I'm good. This is drama. This is absolutely drama waiting to happen. This is not a compliment. It's not, it does not in my eyes feel like it's something that's a flex. This is just messy. It creates potentiality for demon horitas to be all up in your mix and trying to create problems for you. I would absolutely close that door. But that's just me. That's just me. Okay. So whoever that is, they're trying to emulate you. It's probably the ex that's trying to win back the person that's interested in you. Carrying on from that, like, who cares? That's their mess that they need to deal with. Okay. As long as, if this is a person that you're interested in, you can be interested all you want. But here's the thing, as long as that ex is still in their life, I don't care if they're trying to present it as like, oh, no, we're just friends. Nope. No, no. Because the person you're interested in might no longer be interested in their ex and fully interested in you. But as long as that ex is in the picture, they're going to have an issue with you. And as long as they have an issue with you, they're going to create an issue for you. Y'all do with that whatever you want to do. I'm moving forward. So there's another aspect to this watching you, all eyes are on you. This might be someone who does not have good intentions towards you. This is drama. Can we just chit chat? I don't like these type of readings, for real. This is someone who I don't know that they have good intentions towards you. Maybe they're jealous. Maybe it's like some type of stalker energy. I don't know, but I don't like it. The intent of whoever this is to kind of subdue your sense of security, make you feel a little bit unsettled within your existence. Don't ever give someone that type of power or influence over you and your experiences. Who cares what they want? If you feel unsafe, take the necessary steps to get very, very safe within your space, within your life. Okay? Take the necessary steps. That includes working out and feeling stronger within your body. I think for some of us, you're going to experience things that maybe in the moment feels a little bit intimidating, feels a little bit like you don't really want to experience that. But if you can move through that, whatever circumstance it is, you can prove to yourself that you can handle any type of circumstance, right? You can handle it. Oh, I came to a realization last night. So I went to the gym. I typically always go to the gym with my husband. Like, it's extremely rare for him to not be with me at the gym when I go. Instead, I went with family. And so I'm not a big person. I'm not very tall. I'm not super heavy or anything like that. And I was doing the cable pull down machine, except I made it like 30 pounds heavier than what I weigh. So I was going to do scapular retractions. You like, and I reach up and I grab the bar. And what I normally do is I go ahead and hook the tops of my knees under the knee rest that kind of keeps you in place. And then I flex my hips to pull me down because it weighs more than me. I will just dangle there. Except I didn't realize I didn't adjust the knee pads. It was too low. And so my body wasn't long enough to hook my knees under the knee pads. And so I was dangling for a bit. I was just dangling. And this guy comes running over. He's like, I can help you. No, thank you. I'm not in danger. It's freaking weird. I guess he was trying to help. And I was like, oh, no, thank you. I was hella laughing at myself. And then I continued working out. And then later on, he comes back over, and I completely didn't even bother looking at him at that point after he walked away. I was focused on my workout. So he comes walking back later, and I don't know what the hell he was saying. He was saying something about, oh, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I didn't make you feel uncomfortable and yada, yada, yada. And I was just like, oh, no, you didn't do anything. You don't have to apologize. He was basically trying to see if I would be interested in, I don't know what. I'm not interested, sir. Long story short, he asked me what my name was. And in my head, I was like, lie, 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 lie. Don't tell him your name. And then I was just like, it's Emmy. Mm-hmm. And I came to the realization, he left not long after. He tried to continue conversation. I just was not interested. He told me his whole life. Like, what do you want? But here's the thing that I came to a realization of. I don't have to hide who I am. I shouldn't even consider hiding, not even my name. stepping into your place of power means owning every detail of yourself. Why would I hide my name at that point? Because I'm going to be pushing more public work, publicly accessible work, where I will be more publicly accessible. If I'm really at a point where I am ready to step into this space, I have to accept that eyes will be on me at some point, right? And what does that mean? That means we need to create a sense of security and safety for ourselves in whatever way you feel is necessary. For some of you, it requires you to further hide yourself, further conceal, further your privacy. And for others of you, you've done that, you've hidden for so long that this is a period where your soul is screaming at you. No more hiding. Let them look. Let them look. Who cares? You can handle any type of circumstance that comes your way. You have to begin allowing yourself to recognize just how capable you are of navigating circumstance without further compounding it because of fear-based actions and reactions, right? So that individual, it was just weird. I wasn't alone in the gym, so I was just like, whatever. But it was this thing of, I don't know if they said something about like, oh, hopefully I'll see you around. And I'm kind of just like, yeah. Then I turned away and I just said, yeah, because I don't go to the gym at that time typically. And I don't go on that day typically. So good luck. Good luck. I'm not going to tell you when I come to the gym. Good luck. Whatever. Do I need to kind of be worried? No. It was clear without me being hostile that yeah, whatever. I'm just being cordial. I'm not interested in conversing with you. Right? Whatever it is that you're facing, there's going to be a lot of observation of you. So you have someone who is like, I guess I will say obsessed, obsessed in a way where it's, I don't know. I think that whoever that is, I think they've always been in love with you and they went and entered into a relationship. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they were bluffing or something and you were just like, go ahead. And then so they went and dated someone else thinking that it would make you jealous. And you were just like, I'm good. And that's, I don't know. But they've always regretted walking away from you or allowing you to walk away. So that first person that's obsessed with you and watching you, that's not necessarily a bad thing because I don't feel like they're disrespectful of your space and your privacy. They don't feel like a stalker. Now, the other side of this energy, it feels like a stalker. It feels like someone who is obsessed with you in an ugly way. So this could either be someone who wants to be in some type of romantic connection with you, but you're not interested, or it could be someone who is extremely jealous of you. They want to be you. Let all the people watch. Who cares? You have other things you need to accomplish. That's how I feel. The person who is jealous of you, they're trying to sabotage whatever you're building from the foundation, like from the ground up. So it could be like someone talking caca about you. I mean, is it true? No. Is it enough for you to need to take legal action? No. Okay, carry forward. I mean, you're not going to make someone stop saying things about you. You just got to kind of live your life. right? If you waste all of your time and your energy on those types of nonsensical things, unless you can actually take legal action, fucking leave it alone. No more back and forth. If you're already in this circumstance and it's back and forth, and you're feeling like you need to defend yourself and explain, and people need to know the truth and this and that, people are not interested in the truth. They're interested in hearing the things that will justify the way they already feel. So the people who see you for who you are, like the reality of who you are and how you are, um, they'll be able to determine whether what's being said is true or not, right? And then the people who are blindly believing this untruth about you, they were never interested in seeing the reality of the goodness of you. They already felt some type of way about you. It's probably not even anything you did. They just already felt some type of way about you. And now that they have a justification for how they felt that hateful way, they're going to believe that. They're going to hold on to that. Whether it's true or not, it's irrelevant to them. It's irrelevant. So don't waste your time. Okay? Don't waste your time. So, manifestation in reverse. If you're going to waste your time and energy on this, it feels like whatever this is, it's intended to drain you. It's intended to cause you to be in this space of kind of like the what ifs, in this space of needing to expend energy in ways that it doesn't need to be expended. It's nonsensical right now. If all eyes are on you, that means you're being positioned in such a way where you are about to shine extremely bright. You are about to be placed at the forefront of whatever it is that you've entered into, whether it's an industry, an environment, I don't know. You're about to be a big deal in a lot of people's eyes. Usually, when that's about to happen, all of these types of tests will take place. Hold on. Someone's being annoying on TikTok. Let me just ban you. Ban. They were annoying the last time they were on too. I don't know who you're having a conversation with, bro. Okay. So I think you're about to see some of your opposition is about to make their plans clear. There's a potentiality that someone who is jealous of you has been watching you and trying to create opportunities for themselves to launch themselves off of your back. And I think you're about to become aware of it, right? Imperfectly, like, yeah, I'm saying. Anyways, so concealment in reverse. Either they're planning on launching a campaign to smear you or whatever it is, or you're about to uncover something that was being planned or plotted. Either way, this is an opportunity for you to really begin to decide how much access whoever or whatever this is will have, how much effect they will have on you. Not everyone should be able to affect you in the way they intend. That's powerful. When you begin to decide the depth of someone's effects on you, that's when you begin to really harness your sovereign power. That's something you should be able to decide. Like, actively choose. Will you be allowed to upset me? Will you be allowed to make me feel some type of negative way? No, then I won't feel that way. No matter how hard you try, right? So remembrance in reverse. There's a detail that you've forgotten about. Or maybe you didn't forget about it. Maybe you disregarded it. What is this energy? This is something from old, rebirth and reverse. So because it's flip-flopping back and forth, back and forth. That flip-flopping back and forth, I think it goes from this connection that you had a while back, and that person kind of tries to come forward, doesn't know how to come forward, so they take several steps back again. And then there's this other energy of someone that's just really jealous, hateful, and absolute Contosaurus Rex. I don't know, because this is some old ass behavior. They've really been absolutely just fixated on you in the most negative way. They love everything about you. They admire you, and they hate the fact that they're not you. None of that is your problem, though. None of that is your problem. That's going to come to an end. You're going to need to make sure that that pathway that's being used is closed off. The death card. It needs to come to an end. And I think by October. Hold on. When is that? At the end of summer, like October-ish, right? November 1st. So when? So October-ish, November-ish. That's when your fear becomes your fortune. Thank you, Minnow. Minnow Pontero, I get notifications for when he posts videos. And it says, Capricorn, your fear becomes your fortune. Does that mean I absolutely need to do in person? I will, soul, I will. Okay. Because you're distracting me, is why. Michael is scolding me. Okay, change. This is something that's been happening for quite some time. I feel like, man, it's this weird energy. Someone is just so hyper fixated on you. If it's that same energy that always pops up every, like, I don't know, couple months, at least a couple times a year, this weird energy of this person who's just in love with you, but they never actually reach out to you. I mean, like, seriously. Seriously. Is this like a love reading? It's a soul-based connection. Whatever is left, whatever interactions are left in a space of being not completed, I think there's lessons the two of you need to learn. That's probably why whoever this is, again, it's not a stalker type energy. I have zero nice things to say about people who are stalkers. I don't have anything nice to say at all. At all. So it's not a stalker energy. This is someone who you have some type of soul-based connection with, and there's unfinished learning that is needing to take place. So this is not going to change. I think part of the reason why whoever this is for you continues to come forward, but doesn't actually fully come forward, and then they back away. There's a lot of seagulls. So that's telling me whenever I see seagulls, it's like this sense of Finding Nemo, where the seagulls were like, mine, 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 mine. It's other people getting in their head and making it difficult for them to process enough and find the courage to actually reconnect with you and have conversation with you. I don't know that you're interested in a romantic relationship. All I know is there's quite a few people watching you. You can either choose someone massively in love with you or massively in jealousy over you. Those are extremes. I would stay home and mind my own business, because this is too much. This is really too much. This is not something new. So creation in reverse. This is not something new. Both the hateful person that's jealous of you and what you're building for yourself, and the person who keeps trying to hide from themselves how much they actually think about you, right? How much are they actually thinking about you? They don't even realize. They don't realize. It's like they're in denial of how much you pop into their head. Because look at the card. Here's you minding your own business. There's someone jealous about the plans that you're making, the way in which you're building kind of like the life of their dreams as well as yours. It's their dream to be very much like you and be received like you are. And then here's the other person who wants to hide from themselves how much you're on their thoughts. It's, I don't know what kind of company y'all keep. I'm just like, listen, you have to just be blunt. You have to be direct. You have to be like straightforward, because like the way my mind works, you play these little games of like, hi, bye, hi, bye. I'm just like, who are you talking to? I don't follow these type of things. My brain won't follow it. So I don't know what you guys need to do, but for the person who is jealous of you and your plans, you need to protect your plans very carefully. Keep it very close to your chest. For some of you, this might even be someone who's in your circle. Not every friend is a friend. Some friends are frenemies. Just saying. Just saying. So you're naked in your truth. You're in the nest. You're being transported to somewhere safer. You're half aware. This is something cosmic in nature. I think for some of you, you're being repositioned by your life. You know, you're being repositioned by your life, and it's something that is probably uncomfortable for you. It's something that probably you're feeling very vulnerable and overly exposed, right? So you're in this nest, you're in a fetal position, you're naked, see all the stars. This is something cosmic in nature. The moon typically represents things that you hide from yourself and hide from others. So it's basically like a half moon. You're half aware. You're only allowing yourself to be half aware of exactly what this is, right? Whoever this is, oh my God. So there's a lot of succubus, incubus fiddling around here. Release in reverse. So first and foremost, the person who you still have unfinished soul business with, and I don't feel like this is going to be contentious. I don't feel like it's going to be something that needs confrontation. I feel like this is something where maybe they're shy, or the two of you are shy. The two of you are kind of skittish around each other. They can't let go of this. I don't know if you've let go of this, but they for sure have not let go of this. All right. Another aspect is that this has to do with a person who is jealous of you. Maybe you had conflict with someone recently, not so recently, and whoever this is has never moved on. They keep waiting and looking for an opportunity to impede your progress. I know quite a few people like that. I'm over it. I just am. They're wasting their time and their energy obsessing about every little move you make, everything you say, anything you post. They assume it's about them. And it's just kind of like, oh, I want to share this with you guys because it totally fits in. Hold on. Let me put the picture up. It's making me feel hungry. I'm just saying, this type of subject matter. Okay, let me airdrop this to myself. All right. And I'm going to put on the screen so you guys can see it all nice. Here goes. This. How do I switch this? No. I don't know how to work this. Let me go ahead and let me just, there. Can y'all see that now? In case you forgot who I am, let me remind you. I'm the blueprint you can't copy. Go argue with yourself. That's how I feel about this. You are the blueprint, because look, I'll show you. Remember, this is you sitting in your own lane, and then there's the blueprint right there. That's your blueprint. You're destined for greatness. Whether you recognize it or not, sometimes you have to realize some people are so hateful towards you because they see this. The very thing that you refuse to see about yourself, they see it and it drives them nuts because they can't see it within themselves, but they can see it within you. And so they covet what you are building, whether you see the greatness of it or not. They covet that. They want it. Doesn't mean they can have it, just like it doesn't mean they can have you. So you have to be aware for the people who are watching every single move you make. Some of them have a genuinely held admiration for you. They love the person that you are. They love your character. They love how you hold yourself. They love how you make them feel safe and heard and, all these beautiful things. They're not a problem. It's not a problem at all. And then, of course, there's the other type of people who see you and you represent everything they couldn't accomplish for themselves because they're too busy trying to emulate you. And you're an absolute threat to what they're doing. Because what are they doing? Trying to be you. They're trying to be a caricature. Not going to work. You have to be aware of those two types of people. So that way you don't confuse them. Because sometimes the people who have a more negative intention towards you, they will try and present themselves as the first type who genuinely, truly admire you for the person that you are. They're not trying to be you. They're not jealous of you. They're like, you're a good person. I like you. Right? You have to know the difference. You need to begin developing your discernment. Wisdom is only attainable if you begin to develop discernment. So what is wisdom? Knowledge in action, knowledge applied. That is what wisdom is. Most people struggle with developing their wisdom because they don't want to look back at the things that they've been through, the things they've experienced. They don't want to process. And in that processing, further the development of their discernment. It's when you've experienced things that you can learn exactly what to look out for the next time something like that tries to present itself, something like that tries to insert itself into your life. No more. So for those of you who are familiar with my journey, it's been a crazy one. For those of you who are not familiar with my journey, it's been a crazy one. It involves various types of people doing various types of things that are malignant, intentionally malignant. At one point, a part of my journey has involved an individual who was so hyper fixated, they're full on stalker behavior, complete with threats to, me, anybody associated with me. And I had to learn. It wasn't that person that taught me. I had to choose to learn and expand my awareness, develop my discernment. When I looked back, I realized the ways in which I gave opportunity for that fixation to continue to develop. These days, no more. No more. I had told myself, and I had even told my husband, oh, it's because they don't have any, they just want community, messaging all hours of the night on social media, messaging extremely inappropriate things. And I was just like, no one reads it anyways. Just leave it. Just leave it. They have no friends. Now, you see me straight up tell someone, hey, you're being weird. Stop it. I'm not going to let you feel so comfortable around me that you get emboldened in your predatory behavior. That is wisdom now. It doesn't come off very well when people who don't know my history and what I've experienced, when they hear me enforce that boundary in a very blunt manner. I'm not here to be politically correct. I'm not here to try and get people to like me at this point. I am here with an awareness that I simply must be witnessed. For whatever reason, this is what my soul agreed to be publicly witnessed. So now I will not allow anyone to cross boundaries that I have set, and I will address it head on. Whatever you're going through, did I create that issue? No. So is it my job to entertain the dysfunction that a person is struggling through? No, especially if their dysfunctional circumstance is going to infringe upon my peace. If all these eyes are on you and all these people are watching you, whether you're a public figure or not, you need to make sure your peace is not disturbed. Some people will watch you in a way that is a form of admiration. It's not anything malignant. It's not anything intended to make you feel unsafe. And then there will be other people who absolutely have malignant, malicious intentions. You cannot control the way people receive you. You can't. But when you don't harness your power over yourself, your authority over yourself, predatory people of this world see that as an invitation to be the one to harness that authority, to harness that power. And typically they will use it to try and oppress you within your own life. And you can't allow that. You can't allow that. Okay? That's what I've learned, at least. So faith, it's in reverse. This is about having more than just faith that you'll get through a circumstance. This is more than just trying to have faith and hope that you have what it takes to navigate this period, because this period can be very confusing. You know, you need more than just faith at this point. You need to take the action that's necessary and appropriate to reassure yourself that you really can handle whatever it is you're facing. I believe you can. I believe you can, and I believe you're going through whatever it is you're going through in order for you to finally have firsthand in real life experience that makes it undeniable, even for you. Undeniable that your power is really that potent over yourself, of course, no one else. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. Whatever's happening that's causing you to feel afraid, that's causing you to tense up, relax, breathe. Feel yourself releasing some of that tension. exhale, right? Just exhale. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Let me just heaven sent. So this is a period where you're going to begin to realize just how beautiful you are. There's this draw about you. There's this magnetism. I don't know if you're aware. I think it's more than just social media stuff. I feel everywhere you go, people are watching you at this point. They're drawn to you. They're curious about your energy. There's something about you that is going active. And as it activates, it's really drawing more people to you. You don't have the luxury of shrinking away from this and trying to hide yourself. Those days are gone. Ooh, leading the charge to wellness. So that's why they're drawn to you. I think for those that this message applies to, you exist in a state of leadership, whether you want to lead or not. That's part of what your purpose is, to help lead people out of that dark space that's caused them to become very confused, their vision very distorted. They have no clarity about themselves, right? I find the natural born leaders, the ones who make the best leaders, typically are the ones who are not interested in leading anyone. So if you're like me and you're not interested in leading people, you're simply interested in learning how to process your own life and the details of your life, and how to heal through the things that you need to heal through. Just accept that maybe you're not interested in leading because creation made sure the way you lead will have nothing to do with ego, that it will be genuine. Let people choose the ways in which they receive you. I used to get very bothered. I used to feel very uncomfortable if people refer to me as some type of leader, as some type of teacher, because those carry, those terms, those labels carry with it tremendous responsibility. And I don't ever want to fail people. I don't want to fail their expectation of me. I don't want to misguide them. What if I guide them in the wrong way? What if I tell them to go in the wrong direction? What if I encourage them to choose the wrong option? And that's a huge, huge thing that weighs heavy on my shoulders. And it's a thing of recognizing I don't guide people in the wrong way. I simply encourage them to listen to their internal guidance. I simply encourage them to dig deep within their field to find pockets of courage that can override their snack bag of fear. For many of us, we carry around a snack bag of fear. We nibble on the fear day in and day out. We never actually allow ourselves to develop a healthy hunger so that we can have the drive, have the inspiration, the determination to make a beautiful feast to enjoy, right? I think this is a period where, as all eyes are on you, people are witnessing the way you move, and some people will call you out. And in that calling you out, they're helping you to gain better understanding of yourself. And sometimes the calling out is not talking badly about you. Sometimes the calling you out involves making sure you understand, making sure you're aware that you still see yourself in a very distorted manner, that you're not giving yourself the flowers that you've grown. The people who grow the flowers have a tendency to give those flowers to others and not to themselves. I think it's time for you to acknowledge just how amazing you actually are. And maybe that's why all eyes need to be on you, because as many people are that are watching you, they'll be able to see with clarity exactly how you move through your life, the degree of integrity that you operate at. This also applies to people who are fictitious in the way they live. They create these storylines, they start dramas and whatnot. People are watching you too. This is the period where the false prophets, they're being watched and they will fall. So it's time for you to live in your most authentic state. It's time for you to allow the most beautiful potentiality that your soul has already been asking you to allow. New birth guarded vigilantly as you grow, as you expand your awareness of yourself. What's going to happen is you're going to need to make sure that you consciously decide who will and who will not be able to have access to you. As you level up, you'll be in a space temporarily, in a space of vulnerability. It's simply because you need time to acclimate to your new environment and new way of existing. Okay? It's not because you're in danger of some kind. Conscious connections. You need to really take stock of the connections that you have in your life. Not everyone shares your heart. And just because you connect deeply with someone in a genuine way doesn't mean they genuinely connect with you at the same depth. Some people are really good at faking the funk. And that's not to say that we're all dealing with this. It is to say that you need to make sure you're not one of the people who are dealing with an individual who's been faking the connection with you. And you might wonder, well, why would they fake a connection with me? Why would they fake being my friend? Well, what could they benefit from that? What do you have to offer? Do you have something to offer they can't get from somewhere else that no one else will give them, but you're giving it to them because, I don't know, you've known them for so long, or you're just that nice that you give? And there are people who exist who are that nice. I know I'm one of them. But I will no longer allow that aspect of me to be this wide, gaping hole that demon Horitas can use to enter into my life. I still help people. I just am not public about it. That part of me never changed. That's something many people witnessed as part of my history. And then it kind of got quiet, and people don't really, every once in a while, you'll see me do that. You'll see me come to our community and try raise funds for a person in our community. Someone who's been present for quite some time. They're going through hardship. They've never been drama. They've always been supportive of other community members. And you'll see me ask. And we'll raise a reasonable amount to help them kind of tide over through that circumstance. But for the most part, the things that I personally help with and don't bring to the community, I do it quietly. I don't involve anyone else. Why? Because I need to allow myself the space and the opportunity to honor who I am and how I am. But I will no longer do that in such a way that encourages predatory people to use me, to target me. I've learned. I can never be anything but who I am. And who I am is a person that gives, that genuinely cares, that gives and cares with no strings attached. I just want to help. So I do. But just because that's who I am down to my core, and I don't feel like I should have to change one of the most beautiful parts of who I am, does not mean I will continue to allow myself to be heavily targeted, again, by predatory people. This is my obligation. This is my duty to myself, right? This is my duty to myself. So you have to allow yourself to recognize what it is that you are creating, what people are witnessing, and why they might be witnessing it. I know people needed to witness me in such an extreme state of generosity because it needed to happen. My experiences needed to happen. As a predatory people witnessed me being who I am, they went and tried to prey upon me. Why did I need to experience that? Because I needed to learn firsthand the importance of protecting that part of me. I needed to learn the difference between true need and people who just want because they see I will give. Am I saying those are bad people? I don't feel like it's my place to label someone good or bad. I feel like it is my place to decide for myself whether a connection with you, whether your access to me is good or bad for me. Has nothing to do with whether they are a good or bad person. Sandra asks, do you believe predatory people act sometimes naive? Yes. I think they do that often. I think they fake their level of strength and capability. They like to reduce it to disarm you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Especially if you're a nice person, if you're an empath, I want to use a more appropriate term. If you are a highly empathic person, highly sensitive to the struggles of others, I have learned and witnessed time and time and time again that predatory people will clock that immediately. They'll clock that. And then they'll begin sharing their hardship. They will present it as hardship. And they will pretend as though they are oblivious to things, as though they are very meek and mild, and they need this and they need that and they need to be protected, and if it doesn't feel right, don't believe it. If it doesn't feel right, don't believe it. Predatory people are often highly manipulative people. They know how to pull at heartstrings. They have a very good idea of what to say and what to do to try and get people to side with them, to see you as mean and bad, evil, all of those just crazy things. You know who you are. You know who you are. Empaths, you need to make sure you don't allow yourself to be accessible to those type of people. And this weaponized emotion, weaponized manipulation, where if you try and remove yourself and remove access, they will make statements of self-endangerment in your absence. And as an empath, like, you don't want to be responsible for someone being endangered. I need to be careful of how I word these things. And so that kind of makes you feel as though you're stuck. You want me to give you some advice on what to do? Because as an empath, I'm highly empathic and I'm highly sensitive to people's emotions, and predatory people see this. And over the course of my life, I've had more than my share of people threatening self-endangerment if I remove my presence. So what I do is I immediately ask them, where are you? What address are you at? Where are you? Because you're worrying me, which is true. And once they give me their location, I go ahead and I call them in for a 5150. Here's the reality. I'm not a licensed social worker. I'm not a person who has a degree in psychology. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not any of those things. I'm not a licensed psychiatric professional. I'm not a licensed therapist. I am not trained to handle that type of crisis. So let me get you the help that you are telling me you need. And I will call you in for a 5150. They will do a welfare check on you. And if they determine that you really are at risk of self-endangerment, they will put you into a facility where you can be safe. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. It's not up to me to try and determine, are you like, is that an empty threat, or are you really at risk? I mean, I don't know. I'm not trained for that. I don't have proper training for that. So I will connect you with a person who does have proper training for that. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. So I've learned to liberate myself from that type of thing by giving them the type of support they need, or that they're telling me they need, and connecting them with licensed professionals. So you have that ex, you're trying to make them your ex, and they're saying these things. It's time to call it in. Because really, I'm serious. I don't know if you are just saying this to force me to remain in contact with you, or if you are seriously at risk of not good things. I don't want that to be on my conscience. I don't want that to be on my shoulders. So hell yeah, I will call. There was a person, I will tell you guys this. There was a person that I met through social media. Thank you, Butter Lily. um, there was a person that I met through social media. It was through a mutual friend. This mutual friend was someone that I was new to. And I didn't know that they were having conversations about me. And this person was like becoming extremely fixated on me. And then they began commenting weird things on my post. And I was like, okay, you're already feeling weird to me. Now you're saying weird things to me, bordering on inappropriate. I'm going to block you. So I blocked them. There was no back and forth, no nothing. I was just like, this is too much. That was inappropriate. I'm out. I blocked them. And that mutual friend, I think it was maybe later that evening, or maybe it was the next day. I don't remember anymore. They reached out to me and they're like, hey, we have a situation here. This is not good, because they're saying some really, really scary things because you block them. And I was like, what? And so then it was this thing of, I unblocked them, and then I got them on chat, and then they stopped responding. And then I asked the mutual friend for their phone number and I called them. And the mutual friend was on another line. And I was like, what's going on? And they told me that they were really struggling. And I was like, well, what are you struggling with? And they told me. And I told them, I need your address. I need to know where you're at. And of course, he told me. And I told him, I'm going to send people to make sure you're okay. Do you trust me? And he's like, yeah. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to send people to make sure that you're okay because I'm actually really worried. So I told our mutual friend the address because he wouldn't tell her. And she happened to be a mental health professional, and she called in a welfare check. And he knew we were doing this. He had a shotgun on the counter in the kitchen. And he told me, and I told her to let dispatch know. And I never talked to him again after that, but I feel strongly that if they hadn't told me and I hadn't reached out, that could have been something that was really bad. So they were able to get the professional help that they needed. I stayed on the phone until law enforcement was there and was speaking to him. He was very calm. I said, don't fight. They're there to make sure you're okay. If you have any other weapons or anything like that, just let them know. Let them know so they can make sure that everyone is safe and secure, and and then they can take you where you need to go to actually get help. So in that instance, it definitely, as much as it was difficult to do that, he needed that. He needed that. He needed someone to have the courage to connect him with the professionals who could help. So if you're dealing with something like that and person keeps saying those type of things, you find out where they are first. First and foremost, you find out where they are, exactly where they are, and then you call them the help that they need. And if they're bluffing, they learn real quick. Don't play with me. Because that will be the only reaction you will ever get when you say certain things like that. That will be the only reaction. I will no longer ever allow anyone to manipulate me with those type of threats. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So collaborative dreaming. You're at a place now where you're being positioned and connected with the very people that can help to facilitate the coming to fruition of your dreams. Let it happen. All eyes are on you. People are seeing, the ones that you're supposed to work with, they are seeing that you are a good fit for whatever it is that they're needing to do. And it's something that can be mutually beneficial. Every connection from this point forward, you need to make sure is mutually beneficial. Any project that I work on, if I involve someone else, it has to benefit both of us equally. It has to benefit both of us. And when I live by that expectation of everything that I enter into has to benefit both myself and everyone involved, it becomes something that I can really, really just fully enter into. Hey guys, I'm going to have to get going in a moment. Give me 1 second. I also just need to check something. People think I'm joking. Hold on 1 second. For those who are not familiar with my demeanor, my attitude, I'm not really one you want to play around with. I'm just not. I'm just not. Okay. So let me go ahead and give you guys some updates really quick. I'll be live on the 13th for the blood moon lunar eclipse. It's going to be a fire ceremony, and I am offering quite a few different expedites for that night. If you'd like me to work on you personally, you maybe need some additional shielding work or whatever it is, go click on this QR code or the link in the comment, and that will take you exactly where you need to go. For those of us who are on TikTok, simply go to the link in my bio and you'll be able to find the blood moon lunar eclipse. And then also I have a couple spots left for this in-person 2-day event. It is going to be very magical. The venue that I opted for, a fragment of Lemuria, will be underneath that portion of the world when I have this event. So this is going to be a very, very magical event. In addition to that, I'm going to be teaching whole being wellness. And then I'm also going to be teaching soul-based business. And these are very, very powerful things that I'm going to teach. It can help to address your health as a whole being, emotional, mental, physical. And then the soul-based business portion. This can be something that can really help you to receive the guidance from your soul and get to a space where you are financially stable. One of the first soul-based business mentorships that I did, it was a private one for a friend, and I love sharing this. Long story short, he went to another country to pursue potential opportunities. COVID happened, so he wasn't sure if he should go back home to the United States. And so we did the soul-based business mentorship, and I left him to decide what he was going to do. Fast forward a couple months, he reaches back out to let me know, guess what? He went from someone who was living off credit cards that were nearly maxed out and no job to a person that not only had a job, but he was suddenly featured in Forbes magazine. I'm so proud of him. So, these are things that I can teach people. I can tell you exactly what your soul wants you to do, which pathway. And for those of you who don't know my history, I started my business in 2017 while I was homeless in a parking lot. I only had $30 to invest into my business, which was to cover a prepaid cell phone. That was 8 years ago. Not only is my business still continuing and thriving, a viable business, multiple businesses were launched after that, all from the instruction of soul. And now I work from home. Yes, I work 7 days a week, but I do what I love. I live my purpose. I don't have to leave my house or my children to earn a living wage. And I can help you find the courage to hear the guidance of soul. These are the things I'm teaching in a soul-based business workshop. This is a very, very powerful, powerful opportunity. Very powerful opportunity. If you guys want to check it out, click on that QR code or the link in the comment. The actual date and location is not publicly disclosed because stalkers. But once you go ahead and purchase, that is information that you are given, and we give you suggestions for the hotel rooms. So you get all the information you need in order to plan your travel. All right, guys, I have to go. I hope everyone has